Good morning, Year 9. Welcome to today's lesson. I thought that it would be useful for you to have a little bit of a video from me to help talk you through how to do this in order that you can get yourselves sorted ready for the lesson. Now, the last few days you've been looking at expanding single brackets and factorising those, and we're going to look at that very quickly and then we're going to move on and look at double brackets. But first things first, single brackets, and Miss Gallagher has very kindly put up some questions for me, and we're going to go through and have a quick example of both of these before we move on to the double brackets. So, as you know, we have to multiply out everything in the bracket with what's outside the bracket. So in this case, this means 4 lots of x plus 2. So we're going to do the 4 times the x first. 4 times x is 4x. And then we're going to do the 4 times the plus 2, which gives us 8. And because it's plus 2 and plus 4, it's plus 8. On this one over here, we've got 3 times q minus 5, which means we want 3 times the q, which as you know is 3q, and 3 times 5 is 15, but it's a positive 3 times a negative 5, so it's going to be negative 15. That's our first couple of answers. So while Miss Gallagher very kindly changes the slide for me, and I muck it up with all the silly PowerPoint, there we go. We can move forward to the next slide. So now we're looking at double brackets, and in exactly the same way that we had a single number times a double times the number in the brackets, if you have 2 brackets together, that means you're going to want to multiply everything in this bracket by everything in that bracket. It's a little bit like if you were to do 2-digit multiplication, 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication. If you had, for example, 25 times 13, 2 digits by 2 digits, we all know that we need to do the 3 times the 5, being 15, 5 and carry the 1, and then we need to do the 3 times the 2, giving us 6, add on that 1. We're then going to deal with the 1, so that's why we put the 0 here. 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 2 is 2, and then we have to add them together. So we get something that we're very familiar with happening on our multiplication. It's exactly the same up here. We have to multiply each term in each bracket by each term in the other one. So our first term to multiply across then is going to be x in this bracket times the x in this one. X times x gives us x squared. Then we're going to multiply this x by the plus 4. So x times plus 4 is plus 4x. We've now multiplied this number, or this term, by everything in this bracket. So we've got to do the 3 next. 3 times the x is plus 3x, and 3 times the plus 4 is plus 12. And we'd think, I'm making a mess of writing this, we'd think that that was all done, except that just like when we had our 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication before, we added together the numbers at the bottom. We can do a little bit of tidying up and adding together on this as well. The x squared is the only number that has a coefficient, has a power on it. So we have to leave that as it is all by itself. There's no one else in its group, in its family, that looks the same as that one. The 3x and the 4x are both want the power of x being x to the power of 1. So we can add them together. So the 4x and the 3x give us plus 7x. We've already got that x squared. And plus 12, that's just the number 12. It gets added on all by itself. And that's it. That's our answer. Looking at this second one, it's slightly trickier because this time we have a negative in the middle, but we'll deal with that. So again, first things first, everything in this bracket by everything in this bracket. Starting with the x. X times the x gives us x squared. X times the minus 3 is minus 3x. We've then multiplied the x by both of those terms. Let's multiply the 2. Plus 2 times x is plus 2x. Plus 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. Collecting together, we've got the x squared Minus 3x plus 2x is minus 1x. We don't write the 1, just x, and the minus 6. Looking at our final example, this one's slightly trickier because we have a coefficient bigger than 1 of x. That means the big number that goes next to our power of our letter. So 2x times x is going to be 2x squared. 2x times x, 2x squared. 2x times plus 2 is plus 4x. That's the 2x dealt with both of those terms. Now we're going to multiply the 1 by both terms in this bracket. So we're going to have 1 times x is x, and 1 times 2 is 2. We have the 2x squared, 4x plus x is plus 5x plus 2. And that's how we multiply double brackets. See you soon.